Hello, I'm Robert, and you're always welcome here in my busy little shop. On today's episode, What's on My Workbench, I have a repair project to share with you. I've also got a tool that I've been using in the shop here for a while. I'm going to talk just a little bit about that as well. But here is the bag. This, I believe, is a handmade bag. The way it's put together, it has a running stitch here, and the bag is, I think, quite old. The thread on the handles here is frayed and in some areas completely worn away. So I need to take it apart. The handle is actually sewn to the bag. It's not put there with some type of a mechanical closure. So we'll get over here on the workbench, we'll take that apart. And I think that's enough of a ramp up. I appreciate you taking time to be with me in the shop. We'll get over here and get started. Little project this morning, I was asked if I could repair or replace the handles here. And I really think it's going to be fairly easy to remove the stitches and replace those by hand. So that's today's project. And at the same time, I want to share, looks like this is handmade. I mean, this is obviously hand sewn onto the bag. I'll be doing the same thing. But I want to share a tool that I've been using in the shop here for a while. It's this light here, but I'll show you a little bit more of that as we go. I'll get this cut apart. This will be just a couple minute video today. That's one handle off. A little safer way to remove that. So I'll just remove this handle. One was in worse shape than the other one. And one side of one was worse than the other one, but I thought, you know, if I'm going to do this, take it off here, I'll just replace all of the stitching here. So I just need to get the stitching pulled out of here. I might be able to just use my stitch ripper, or I'll grab an awl and I'll pull these stitches out, and I'll come back here in just a little bit. I think I might have some 1.2 black. I think we'll use that to replace this. Something a little more substantial so it matches the look, because it does have the same stitching around the bag and here and the bottom. So let me get this cleaned up here, and we'll be back here in just a little bit. I have a little bit of a hand project here today. This, obviously not everybody wants to do repair work, but this was an important bag for the owner of the bag. It belonged to her grandmother, and it was handmade. I'm not sure how old it is. I would say it's at least pretty easy to say 40 years old. And it's a running stitch and then sewn in on the ends. I'm going to go back with the same type of stitch. I'll be using some Tiger Ritza thread, which is different than this. This feels like maybe some type of a linen. So let me finish getting this cleaned up, and I'll come back when we're ready to do a little bit of sewing. There's a knot there. That's where they started. Could be that they ran some shorter lengths. There's another knot. But one of the things I wanted to show today, I'll put in an inset of a video about here, but I had an opportunity that people sent me a light to use in the shop. The last time I showed a shop light that I was using, somebody was kind of critical of it. So I wanted to show, I've had it for about a month now, and I tell you what, my shop here is pretty good. The one that I work out of in the summertime is even lower level of light, and I think it's really going to come in handy. What I've found is it's pretty much on all day, and I just kind of move it around from spot to spot. So here in the closing, I'll show a little bit about that, and I think they've got a discount code for it and a link in the description here. I don't know if you want to call it a paid promotion or not. I'm just spotlighting a tool that I'm using. But I'll be back here in just a little bit when I'm ready. Get underneath the leather. When I'm ready for the next step here. I've gotten started here. I found some thread over here I'd forgotten I have. This I purchased years ago from Tandy. I never liked it much. It's a twisted waxed, and it's really heavily waxed. Before, when I've had some that's like annoyingly waxed, I've actually taken a couple pieces of leather and put some holes in it and just pulled it through to take some of the wax off. But I didn't think it would show much on this dark leather anyway, so I went with it, and most of the excess wax is off of there now. And this is two threads in there, gives it a different look. So I went ahead and just doubled the thread through the eye here and started with a knot on the inside down here. My thoughts were, if I start here, I'll sew down this side. When I get to here, I will sew this together, and then I'll come all the way back, and when I get back here to the other end, I can sew that together and finish off with a knot between these two layers. So that's my goal. And since I want those threads, if I can, to kind of lay flat, I have to make sure I keep any twist out of this. Probably would end up laying side by side after time anyway, but I want to look as close to the original look as possible. Let me finish this part of the handle, and I'll come back and show you how I sew the handle together there. Kind of a fun little project. Put on some music and I'll be done here before you know it. All right, I am back here, and I had to go back and look at the picture. The handle was on like this, so that when you have it in your hand, the smooth edge is there, not the doubled over edge. So I want to sew this back on like it was. There we go. Hopefully I cut off enough thread. Someone's going to wonder, I don't know if it really applies, but I just went with a double arm's length. I guess you would call it actually a double. It's doubled over, so there's about 11 foot of thread doubled on itself to 5.5 foot, and that's on here. And I just went with that because I thought it would be enough to get where I need to be. Hopefully I don't come out the other end here and be a little bit short, but it wouldn't be the first time I was short. I know it's a lame joke, isn't it? Now, I need to get, I'm going to just hook around here and run to there. That puts me in my correct orientation, and I'm matched on the other side. And I'll knock my light over. So I will finish this up. Unless I come across something earth-shattering, oh shoot, start making mistakes here. I'll just finish this up here, and unless I come across something besides a mistake like that you need to see, then I'll come back when I have finished with the bag. We'll wrap up, talk a little bit about this, and then I do want to talk about this lighting that I've really gotten to where I use quite a bit. And let me further say, I use it more when I'm not filming than when I'm filming. A lot of times it's nice to have a little bit of light off of one direction if you're, trying to see a pencil line on black leather or different things like that. So let me get this finished and we'll be right back here and we can wrap up that part of it. See if we come up with anything else to talk about today. Well, there you go. I think it really, it looks the same. It looks the same as it probably did when it was new, well, except for the wear and tear on the leather itself. But the stitch pattern, the weight of the stitch looks very similar as well. I think that was some type of a linen or cotton thread. This is a nylon, so it's going to be probably a lot more durable. My guess is that the handle will outlast the bag, but it's really a nice weight bag. I've thought about maybe taking some measurements off of it and seeing if I could come up with a similar pattern. The stitching on all of it is that, I think they call it a running stitch there, but it's done up really nice. And I was looking for a tag to see if it said where it was made or anything like that, and I can't find that. It is quite old, and it has a lot of sentimental value. So this will go back to its new owner, the granddaughter of the first person that had it, and I think that'll work. And I mentioned this light a little bit. It's not a big pitch on that, but I wanted to show you what it is here. It is Latour light. And I'll put a link in there. It charges with the USB-C, and I've gotten to where it spends most of the day on, and I move it around, and it's really adjustable on how bright it is there. That's all the way up, and then this is all the way down. And then they've got a couple other functions here of different tones if you want different tone light, but it's been really handy. Yeah, it's got emergency feature and stuff on it. It's been really handy here on the workbench. I tend to just kind of move it around where I'm working, and I think I'll find even more use for it in Colorado. It does have a little connector here, so I've actually set it on a tripod a time or two. I've had it on the end of the arm that articulates here over the stitching pony. And I'll put a link for it in there, and there's a discount code in there for you as well. Enough said on that, but I appreciate you being along today. Kind of a fun little, I find these things really kind of relaxing, and overall time, if I wasn't, spending time yakking and stuff, it's about 40 minutes here, so it's probably a $40 or probably $50 repair on that. But I know there's a lot of sentimental value there, so I don't think that price is going to be that extreme. I always go back and say it's like 7 coffees or 8 coffees at Starbucks. So is that worth it to have grandma's bag back in use? And I think the answer is going to be yes. Appreciate you spending time with me in the shop today. Please like, share, and subscribe. But more importantly, have a great day.